What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Emberfell Whispers from the Stars. This is our 5th edition D&D campaign. I, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick, joined by not quite the full cast and crew. We might be missing our 5th party member for a little while. We'll see when she makes it back. But for now, we have the illustrious Rogar, Razire, Trist, and Zune present. Or will they be playing them? Because we're going to mix it up a little bit for the next session, because I wanted to do something a little different, a little special, since we're approaching what might be the end of all things. So let's do a last we left off. The crew has made their way deep into the frigid wastes with the goal of ultimately investigating a possible point of interest, as they all but flipped a coin to determine if they were going north or south, in hopes of coming across some kind of eldritch portent, some kind of vessel that will aid them in thwarting whatever horrible thing is happening right now, as the celestial anomalies continue to pile up and things begin to look quite dire. Here in the frigid wastes, things are also strange and quite different, as Rogar might have been able to attest, as you were dropped off at the very edge of the wastes at the Iron Fortress, which is being helmed by a Captain Barlock Redclaw, a figure from the party's long distant past, first episode, I might add, and who outfitted you and kind of gave you a lay of the land, as well as a map of the nearby surroundings, with his only caveat being that he requested that on your way to your whatever your destination lies, that you investigate Ackridge's haven, a fort slash something that exists out in the wastes, property of the dynasty that is responsible for doing research and gathering materials for the dynasty of things that can only be found out in the frigid wastes. As they had lost contact with them months ago. As of the previous episode, you had gotten yourself quite close, spending days circling around the large barbarian horde that is currently assailing the Iron Fortress. And you discovered that the barbarians assailing them seemed to be changed and had a strange presence about themselves. As you moved further north, you managed to track your way to what you believe would be Ackridge's haven, when you stumbled upon a mass of bodies that sprung into existence and attempted to attack the party. You put them down pretty soundly, I'd say. Some of you possibly garnering a little bit of insanity for a brief moment at least, before banishing them and finding yourselves on your path. However, before you get to Ackridge's haven, we are going to cut away from the normal crew, and we are going to enter the shoes of some new individuals. So, you guys have a choice. There are 5 characters that you guys can take. Each of you can pick one. I'm just going to give you the quote unquote description of the creature, and then you can determine like name and so on and so forth, and what they do. Just to put this in perspective, you will be taking the shoes of the retinue of Lord Crocius Ackridge, the lord that happens to be the one doing all the research out here in the frigid wastes. All right. So, you have your choice between a veteran, a soldier type, a bugbear chieftain, which he is going to be our wolf master, a knight, which is going to be our hobgoblin commander, an archer, which can be anything, the same thing for the veteran, can be anything, or a martial arts adept, who is going to be the cook. And then, of course, there is Lord Ackridge, which will be played by me. So you guys can pick one of the four. Smooth, is one calling to you?
I was hoping to go last, if possible.
Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. Well,
I'm
how
prepared.
about the lovable Double D Dan Deck? Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, I did my homework. It's based on what you said. So the archer probably fits what I kind of came up with, and so I have a name for that. Goblins. Goblin.
Okay, a goblin archer.
Right.
Got it.
Do you need the name? You ready for the
Sure.
name?
Yeah.
All right. No, yes, a name, huh? Oh, the name is Toe Jam Took, huh? Took, huh?
Toe Jam?
Toe Jam Took, yes, Took,
Toe
huh?
Jam Took.
Yes.
Is it Took or just Took?
Oh, it's Took, but
Just
related Took, huh? He
Uh-huh.
takes, he did, huh?
Toe Jam Took. I love it.
Yes.
All right.
I heard from him, spoke today, we did, huh? Took, and, yeah, Toe Jam.
I love it. So we have a relation to a rather infamous party member in Toe Jam Took, part of this retinue. How about old Doob, the Doobie 209? You got one in mind?
What were the options again? A wolf master?
So you're looking at, the Wolf Master is a bugbear. That's non-negotiable, just because of the nature of what he's got going on. There's a veteran, which is going to be mercenary-ish type of individual. I'll think of like a gristled retired soldier. The knight, which is our kind of like military commander of he's your security. And the martial arts adept, which is going to be the cook.
I guess we'll do the cook.
The martial arts adept. All right. So what are we looking at here? Is this a bugbear, a goblin,
Hey,
hobgoblin?
don't put him under siege with this right now, okay?
No, it's
Just
a
a martial
goblin.
adept cook.
Playing the gobos.
He's a goblin. We're gonna have it looks like we have a nice goblin crew. Does he have a name?
Zagric.
Zagric.
Eye gouger.
Zagric. Eye gouger. I love it. Zagric. Eye gouger. All right. How about Andrea? Do you have one picked out, Andrea?
Am I allowed to have weapons if I choose a goblin?
In this setting, yes, you will be outfitted appropriately.
Then I will take I'll take the mercenary.
The veteran.
The veteran.
Okay. The veteran. All right.
And my name is Shitsgibbon Two-Fang.
Shitsgibbon Two-Fang. Okay. Two-Fang. Got it.
That's
right.
amazing.
It is amazing. And last but not least, the Smooth Daddy. Who we rolling with? Can you be our illustrious bugbear kennel master, or the knight, the leader of security?
You know me. I'm gonna be the knight.
Of course you are.
I love playing it straight and narrow.
He does. So he is required to be a hobgoblin because he's leadership.
I'm thinking for a name,
Mhm.
Hercule the Ironclad.
Hercule. Impressive. Hercule Ironclad. All right. In that case, your companion, your kennelman, will be named as soon as I can find him. I had a generator for this, and I wasn't prepared for bugbear names. Damn it. There it is. Haha. All right. He is going to be... That's a very interesting name. Stoth. He'll be named Stoth Broadjaw. He is a bugbear after all. All right. So this is the current, and I'll let you guys describe yourselves once we get into it. Do remember you will be, so you'll have access to all of the weapons and kind of trappings that come with the character, in addition to cold weather gear that's kind of layered over armor, or if that's all you're wearing, that's all you're wearing. Just to remind you, so whatever you picked, just look up that stat block, and that is going to be your stat block for the for at least for this session, maybe another, depending on how long this runs. So that means, well, just reminders. Toe Jam, you need to look up the Archer, just straight Archer stat block. Zagrik, the martial arts adept. Shitsgiven, the veteran, just veteran. And then Hercule will be looking up the knight profile. All right.
For Archer, it brings up the one from Mordenkainen or Volos. Which one do you prefer?
Let me look real fast, because there was.
Don't know that there's a much difference.
There might be though. All right, you're looking at for Mordekainen's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an easier read.
Got it, bro. We're up. Yeah. We're ready.
We're ready. Okay. With that, the Ackridge's Rest is, if you will reference the map that I also sent out, is a small fortification built by the dynasty, headed by Lord Crozius Ackridge, whom is a mage of some ill repute. His family was quite wealthy, but himself, being very strange and bizarre, has set out in research of what ultimately is a dangerous and quite possibly very profitable expedition for the dynasty. And that his particular research involves the Ember, which, if you will remember, is very easily found in large quantities within the frigid wastes. The perfect place to study its effects in a relatively secure setting, as there's not much of a chance of having a catastrophic accident within one of the major cities of the dynasty, out here amongst nothing. Coping with the hazards of working out this far away from civilization has led to the current retinue that he has at his disposal, aiding him in the day-to-day as he devotes most of his labors to his study of the Ember. The small, we might even call it a fort or research station, known as Ackridge's Haven, is a single building with a secondary storage building that would contain all of the tempered and tested Ember. that was to be shipped back to the dynasty. Currently, as you can see, the palisade walls that were built around this place that are upkept by his retinue have come into a bit of damage. As you'll notice on the western side, there is quite a bit of scattered and destroyed remnants of wall, as well as you will notice that the storage building itself has also been waylaid in its entirety. As in recent events, something happened. Something broke through the wall in the middle of the night during the wee hours when, unfortunately, the lookout, who happened to be our lovely kennel master, had dozed off amongst his hounds, despite his vehemence of saying that he would never fall asleep on watch again. With the result being the destruction of the supplies themselves, and whatever could be salvaged being stacked near the kennels, and what could be moved down below safely was moved through what looks like a hatch there into the hastily dug cellar that was put in place shortly after the founding of this fortification. The walls of Ackridge's haven are stone. They're not extremely well built, but they will do the job. They keep the heat in, at least. Each of the lookouts you see are essentially a slightly elevated, almost cubby hole that have 3 almost murder holes set into them, so you can look out in each direction. There are, of course, blind spots. This isn't a full-on fort itself. It's more of just a temporary kind of solution to what's needed, allowing you to take watch within the safety of being inside, as it gets unbelievably cold this far north. And unless you are one that does not feel the cold like Rogar is, you will definitely need to stay inside and keep warm as best you can. The kennels are responsible for one of the only means of transportation that you have this far out, being the large dire wolves that are trained within the dynasty are housed in these kennels, and they're used to pull a large sled that can, hopefully, in emergencies, get you back to the actual Iron Fortress itself. Unfortunately, the sled was damaged during the destruction of the storage and is in need of repair if it is going to be used. This is also the means of shipping the large amounts of ember back and forth back to the dynasty itself, as teleportation is highly unreliable this far out into the frigid waste, as you have been told. With that in mind, Lord Ackridge spends most of his time in his laboratory, while the rest of you go about your day-to-day of monotonous, just regular, boring work. All of you having to chip in and do your part, despite some of you having possibly been alluded to having a different type of experience out here in the wastes than what has happened thus far. In particular, our more martial individuals brought on as protection have found this extremely dull, as not much has happened outside of the attack where the actual fortification wasn't even assailed, just the ember itself seemingly destroyed, at least vast quantities of it. But other than that, unless you ask our archer friend, who is responsible for finding fresh game, as strange and as delicate as some of it is, your cook, however, does do a very decent job of purging all strange wobbly bits that may be found within them. And of course, you have had a steady supply of dried foodstuff sent from the dynasty, essentially rations, that you keep in your cellar, trying to keep it as cold and as long as possible. So with that, we are going to open up on two of our crew here. One of them being our veteran, shit's given Two-Fang, and our adept, Zachrig, Eye Gouger. Zachrig, you find yourself on watch. It's daytime, essentially, right now. It's hard to see too far outside of the palisade walls, even though they're not incredibly high. They're maybe like 5 or 6 feet tall, just enough to kind of make a barrier for anything to have a difficulty getting into the perimeter. The whiteout that has the almost like horrible like blizzard that is stirred up in the most recent time has made it damn near impossible for anybody to go out, do hunting, or even see more than 100 feet out into the distance, even during the daylight hours. So currently you're taking your watch on the west lookout when you see passing by none other than our lovely our lovely cook, doing his best, moving by with the previous night's catch, or I should say the previous night's hunt, which all that could be found was 2 squirrels that looked like one of them had 2 heads, and the other one didn't look like it would feed much of anybody, let alone a full-size bugbear and the whatnot that you have. Perhaps the goblins could share one. But he passes by, you see him, and you remember that he owes you some money from last night. You guys were playing dice, and he's terrible at it. And he hasn't quite coughed up what he promised.
What's his name again?
Zachrig Eye Gouger, the little goblin that he is.
Zachrig. I'll write that down. Exactly.
As you say that, what exactly does your character look like? Do you care to describe
Shit's Given is a very weathered looking little goblin. Looks very fucked up. Has that kind of the crazy eyes of I've seen some shit. Maybe a little bit of a tilt to the head when they talk to you like that. Mm-hmm. You know, where they shake a little bit and it's kind of like, aside from that, just dressed very plainly in kind of the basics. Shit's Given has seen some shits, and he gives 0 fucks, which is great. I love how many goblins we have here. Yeah.
As you call out to Zachrig, what does Zachrig look like? I'm curious.
Is 4 foot too tall for a goblin?
No. That would be tall, but it wouldn't be out of the question.
We'll say 4 foot. Very lean muscle. Probably less of a like trained martial artist and more of like a brawler.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Hence the name, Eye Gouger. Fights dirty, pocket sand. A goblin nose that's been broken multiple times. The big goblin ears with like little notches cut in them.
Yeah.
Probably like a lighter green skin tone. And then probably some like goblin-y tattoos.
Goblin-y tattoos. Gotta love it. Yes.
Across the knuckles too,
Oh yeah. Does it say anything? Does it say anything on the knuckles?
Lights out.
Lights out. Got it. Yes. Okay. All right. What do you do?
All right.
Do you respond, Zachrig?
We're outside, correct?
No, you are. This is actually inside. So
Okay.
so they are inside. If you reference the map, there is like a hallway that encircles the actual usable space, and that is a inside shelter to allow for a walk, essentially, to kind of like see each side of the encampment. So you're currently at the west lookout, overlooking the remnants of the hole in the wall that has yet to be repaired, and the large, not really crater, but debris that was the storage supply depot.
All right. Walking in with my 2 squirrels. Yeah, Two-Fang, what you want?
Oh, the rest of my money.
I told you, I'll play you again tonight.
No, you played me many nights. I need my money.
No, I told you I'll play you again tonight, double or nothing.
Love nothing. Still nothing. Oh, I'm not stupid. Survived the Goblin Rebellions.
As I continue walking. Now, if you want to eat later, you'll best get off my back.
Oh, there'll be something in your... if you don't pay me.
I'd like to see you try. You know, the reason they call me the eye gouger.
How you don't got eyes in your...
Yeah.
As this exchange takes place, you almost don't notice it. God, shit's given. I can't believe you're gonna make me say this all the time. As you hear you hear it before you see it. You hear movement, fast approaching the encampment. And you kind of like, kind of look out the murder hole to see out, and you see out past the destroyed section of the wall. You see a form rapidly approaching, followed by 2 more. The one rapidly approaching appears to be a would be small, but would be the size of like you, a direwolf cub, just running as fast as it can. Giving chase behind it are what appears to be 2 heavily like armed, well, not necessarily armed, 2 warrior-like large draconic figures. These are definitely draconians of some kind, and they are throwing javelins at this wolf as they're chasing it and they're shouting in draconic at it as they are moving into your encampment, trying to catch it.
Do we have like any means of alerting, like bells? I don't even know what that would look like, or is it we're just yelling?
You're pretty much yelling.
Like, demons in here.
As you begin to scream outwards, I believe the rest of you, or excuse me, at least our illustrious cook here, at first. You then are... So, if you look at the map, there's a large door right by the west lookout. That is actually an access outside. The cub is approaching the door. It looks like it's gonna try to it looks like it's cowering next to the door at this point.
And we have wolves and things, correct? Or
yes, you do. You have a full kennel. Yes.
Then I will assume it's one of ours, I guess. And oh god, but I wouldn't open the door with warriors coming up throwing shit at it.
Now what are you gonna do?
What is our training? I'm gonna yell for that bugbear.
Okay.
Wait,
You're gonna get for old Stoth. You're yelling for Stoth as this is happening. You watch as there's also a smaller access out of the kennels. If you look towards the north kind of west portion of the map. It's not as large or heavily fortified as the main entrance into the kind of fort, but it opens up and Stoth comes charging out, waving his hands, trying to get the attention of the two Dragonborn. Are any of you doing anything?
Well, has not Rogar, Jesus.
Oh, how dare you?
I
just might as well
apologize.
change everyone's
Have
name.
Pojam and I'm sorry, what is your name now?
Don't worry, I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna start changing
Thank you.
everyone's name
Harkule.
for you.
Harkule?
Harkule.
Oh, like Hercule. Okay, gotcha. Harkule.
Yep.
Have Harkule and Tojam. Are they coming, running? I don't know how far my voice would carry. I imagine it would carry pretty far in here.
So, you obviously got the attention of Stoth, your kennel master.
I would wager I would have been at one of the lookouts. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Tojam is actually on the opposite side of the encampment, so it's going to take him a second to kind of get there. He's kind of running his little. Yeah, you're on the east lookout, so he's moving as fast as the little goblin legs will take him.
Little 30 foot.
I personally, I would open the door and grab the dog in, but
it's up to you. What are you doing?
Veteran. Oh God, a veteran.
Harkule's not there yet.
No, I'm not going to open the door and let. Veteran me isn't going to open the door and let people in.
Well, the dog, a wolf cub, sees Stoth and immediately runs towards him.
Okay.
Looking to kind of like take shelter. He kind of like motions it towards the open door of the kennel. And the dog kind of like very sheepishly runs past him into the kennel area. As you see this happen, he's kind of holding his arms, kind of like trying to show that he doesn't have any, like he's like trying to show a calming presence. When the two Dragonborn begin to, they look like enraged at what's happening. And
no, I will be running out at that time. If it looks like they're about to attack him, I'm not going to just kill him.
One of them throws a javelin. It looks like they're aiming for the dog. And it stabs Stoth in the shoulder, just goes straight in. Ah! He screams, blood sprays across the back of the wall as he kind of hits the wall, and the blood has been drawn at this point. As that one begins to advance, look like he's moving into the kennel. Shit's given. You pop out of the side.
I am charging them. They just attacked us. As far as I can see, I don't see they're going after a dog. I see they just stabbed the person who gets us in and out of the wilderness.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you charge the nearest one of them, peels off, seeing you kind of like march out, and looks towards you. Go ahead and as you charge it, give me some attack rolls.
Yeah, let's see.
So just roll the d20s and then add the attack modifiers.
Okay. Roll the d20, the attack modifiers. So let's see. So it said I get 2 normal. Ooh, that's not going to be good. So it's 2. Gibbon's not on his game. So 2 and 10 plus 5. So I'm assuming that a 7 doesn't hit. Does a 15 hit?
The 7 misses. The 15 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage for that.
Used with 2 hands. 1d10 plus 3.
It does, yes, it does more.
Yes. Alright, so 9 plus 3, so 12 damage.
So, being a veteran, as you are, shit's given, you rush out. And the first attack is more of a feint, as the draconian, who doesn't look like he has a shield or anything, and as you close the distance, you get a better view of him. He's bleeding from several like open wounds across his body. His armor is in tatters already. As you move and you move to feint, and he moves to parry, and as you do, you thrust the sword down I'm assuming you're using a two-handed katana.
That works.
Sure.
I can do
Why
that.
not? Thrust it down and straight through, and as your little goblin form, you just gets him straight up underneath the armor plates, straight through the center. And you watch as blood spills out of his mouth and he falls dead off of your sword. With that, Zagrik, were you going to intervene or are you going to stay where you're at?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. I'm
Person give me
assuming,
attitude.
Zagrik, you're probably not even in. Are you in? You're probably not even wearing your winter clothes, probably,
No.
since you're just working in the kitchen and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it would be somewhat hazardous for you to go outside. Even the door being open is very uncomfortable. But at this point, it looks like Stoth is kind of like he's trying to retreat himself back into the kennels as well. Hercule, you appear next to Zagrik, making your way out of the armory. As Zagrik's kind of like taking this in, you see your companion, your stalwart veteran Shitsgiven is out in the yard, and looks like he has just murdered someone outside. There's blood everywhere. There's a dead dragonborn laying outside. There's another one that looks like he's moving into the kennel.
Okay.
What does Hercule look like, first off?
Hercule, well, he's probably, I don't know how tall hobgoblins are.
They're humanoid size.
Okay, so I guess like 6 foot tall.
Yeah. 6 foot.
And he's got a nice set of family armor. He's got plate armor. The knight does plate armor. So a nice set of family armor. Sorry. That is black and gold colored. And it's riddled between the kind of the what's it called? Not scale mail. What's the the layered armor, the kind of samurai wear. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. It's not brigand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. No, I don't know. I don't know the term. I know what you're talking about, though.
But yeah, there's iron pieces riddled within it. He's got a very large two-handed great sword katana and a large heavy crossbow that he's currently wielding. His face is covered with a little samurai mask currently, red samurai mask. It's got 2 large tusks, fangs, and he just has a top knot. Dark red skinned, yellow eyes, no blue nose, just standard red nose.
Just a regular guy,
Just a regular guy, lower
caste,
lower caste nobility. Yeah. But yeah, his black and gold armor. He's gonna walk out, and he's gonna immediately take a shot at he's gonna say, "Finally, a chance to slay a dragonborn. They finally come." And he's gonna take a shot.
Okay, you just pull the longbow that you have.
The heavy crossbow, yeah.
Yeah. You pull the heavy crossbow, pull it over. Go ahead and take a shot, Hercule.
All right, let's see here. 220. That's gonna be.
That's
24.
That's definitely gonna hit, Hercule.
Okay.
You level the crossbow. Go ahead and roll damage for it.
Okay. That's gonna be 1d10.
Oh.
That's gonna be. Let me do the math here. 4 damage.
4
Oh,
damage?
no. Yeah, it's before that. Because is it strength? Is that? No.
I think it's still Dex.
It's
Oh,
still
wait,
Dex?
maybe
Okay.
not. I don't know. Actually, look at it. It should say on there.
It just says 1d10.
Oh, it might just be straight.
Okay, well then, yeah, if that's the case, then it's just 1 damage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's Dex is what it is, and
Okay.
so so he
Yeah.
has no Dex because he has an 11 for Dex. So
Yeah.
just
Okay.
does 1 damage.
It just nicked him.
And it nicks. It kind of like hits the plate. It breaks into the armor a little bit. The person, the dragonborn, is kind of like pushed to the side for a moment and growls. And before charging into the kennels, Harkul.
Father's going to be most upset. Yeah, he's going to charge in after him. He's going to.
Are you going from outside? You're chasing from outside? Okay.
He's going to chase. He's going to
kind of like move in. Shit's begin to fall in behind you.
Start swapping out to the great sword.
Some punch arrows.
As he begins to kind of scurry as quickly as he can. Toe Jam, you're making your way up around the northern section. You hear all this commotion. What does Toe Jam look like? I'm curious.
Toe Jam, how handsome he is. Yes, with a very nice face. And that's a jaunty little hat. Yes, he's scurrious. He runs about. Very secret. Long ears, green skin, little red bulbous nose.
Okay.
Very deep eyes. For spying.
For spying. I love it. As creepy Toe Jam begins to round the corner. You watch as so there is a door from the kennel that actually lets into the outside area here, where the watches can be had. It's heavily fortified, but obviously someone has the key, and it is your companion, Stoth. You watch as the door is quickly unclasped, Toe Jam, and begins to slide aside. As it does, the direwolf cub darts past you, and you watch as Stoth kind of like throws his arms up, as I'm sure Toe Jam has pulled his bow and arrow.
Oh, indeed.
And he moves the duck to the side as you do see there is a enraged, bleeding draconian advancing through the kennels right now.
Oh. So I have the direwolf cub is already injured.
It doesn't look injured. It moves.
Okay.
It moves past you as quickly as it can.
But the other person who's enraged right now has been injured.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So if I'm within range, I can take I get a multi attack. I can make 2 short sword or longbow attacks. So if I'm not too close, I'll use my longbow.
Let's do it.
And let's see. So that's going to be +6 to hit.
Woo! Make some attacks.
All right.
Toe Jam.
Gonna just roll them both at the same time here. One would be a 17 and the other would be an 18 to hit.
Okay. Those is that total?
That would be 1 hit or each attack. Yeah. 17.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That's 17 and 18 total. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They will both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And so that's 1d6 + 4.
Mm-hmm. Is it a longbow or is it a short bow?
It is a longbow.
Is it really only that much?
That's what it says. Yeah, 1d6 +
That's what it says. How dare they? They're cheaping us out.
Yeah, ranged weapon attack, 1 target.
No, the longbow's a D8.
Oh, it's 1d8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The
It's
short sword is a D6.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So it is a D8. Let me clear that out. Fix that. D8.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna roll 2. All right. So, one was for max damage, so that's going to be 12, and then the other one was for 7, so that is going to be 11.
Yeah, that's that is quite a bit of lethality coming from Toe Jam. As Toe Jam, in very quick succession, pulls the long bow, which is much taller than he is. Pulls it, and just unleashes two arrows in quick succession that penetrate deeply through the.
Oh, with my arms, push with my feet. I do, yes.
For the Draconian's armor. It pierces straight through both of them, piercing so deeply they actually come out the back a little bit. They kind of get stuck outside the back of the breastplate. As the Draconian kind of stumbles forward, mumbles something in Draconic, and then falls face first, dead in the kennel.
Oh.
Are we all there now?
Hercule and Shitsgiven, you come and you see the what has happened right here at the beginning. Zagrik as well kind of like moves up to the northern section to see.
We've got Ojam.
And go up and, do we have any doctors or anyone? Oh, I guess we have Ackridge here, correct?
Lord Ackridge. And Lord Ackridge does actually have, I forgot to mention, he actually does have a small team of like lesser acolytes that attend him and help with his research. There are 4 of them, and one of them kind of like peeks outside of a door. And then you hear Lord Ackridge, "What is the problem out there? What have they done this time?" As he flings the door open. You see a tall hobgoblin wearing robes. They have strange kind of like symbols and things drawn across them. He has a gnarled like metallic staff that holds several pieces of refined ember at different portions in it that kind of spark and have these strange interactions with each other. His kind of red skin offset by the kind of blue-green pale light that emanates from the staff. As he peeks his head out and sees the dead Draconian. "Oh, what is the meaning of this? Hercule, speak."
Question. How much do we know about like the inhabitants of the wastes? Like, what we know? I'm assuming these Dragonborn are white.
No, these are Draconians. These are
okay.
Draconians from the Draconian Kingdom.
I thought they were... Okay.
No. These are like, they appear to be like not necessarily soldiers, but these are blue Dragonborn wearing armor, wearing the symbol of the Draconian Kingdom. You do know that there is another outpost a few days from yours that the Draconia Kingdom operates out here in the wastes.
Do we have skirmishes?
Not usually, but tensions are always a little... It's kind of like, not sure if we like each other or not. But then again, you're all stuck out here by your lonesome, and it has happened once or twice where you have traded materials with one another just to kind of survive the winters.
Mm-hmm. Lord Ackridge, I'm not sure why, but it appears the Draconians have decided to engage us, hounding one of our hounds.
Where's Stoth? Stoth kind of like raises his one good hand. "I'm here, my lord."
Put the hound up. What? How did you lose one? Again? This is unacceptable. This is what I have to deal with.
Stoth just kind of mumbles to himself and begins to kind of like move, looking for the small dire cub.
Oh. Well, it looks like we might have a political incident on our hands. I'm sure that you had nothing to do with this.
As his piercing eyes look over at Shitsgiven.
My own name. Okay.
Please, my lord, allow me to take care of this. There will be no political incidences.
Good. We must find out what is going on. I require you to do some investigation. Do not bother me. I am highly busy right now.
What's my lord?
He just kind of furrows his brow and turns his nose up just a little bit higher when he looks at any of the goblins present.
Hercule, I trust you will see to this, and perhaps we should take a look as to what aggravated this incident.
Of course, my lord. I will handle it immediately.
Within reason. Do not leave me unprotected.
He nods.
And he
bow.
steps back into his laboratory. You hear whispers when he opens the door from his aides that quickly hush when his presence enters back into the laboratory and shuts behind him.
Hercule's going to do a respectful bow as he leaves, and he's going to be glaring at the goblins, making sure they bow as well.
Do it with a sneer at Hercule, like.
Zagrik, do you bow?
Of course.
Of course, Zagrik bows. Toe Jam did as well. He did a little. he's very eager. He's very eager and fierce. Yes. Stoth. After a moment, he comes back. He's holding the cub by the collar. It's kind of like licking at his hand, the one that has like the blood dangling down.
Sorry about that. I couldn't leave the poor thing to die on its own. They were crazy.
So he came in running after them.
He's the one who opened the door to get the cub, and then they came in. They looked like they were chasing the animal.
Okay. Brojaw, how did you lose this cup?
I didn't. This isn't ours.
Did they seem feral when they were charging in? The Dragonborn?
It's hard to tell.
It's gonna be weird. Can we tell from the bites on the bodies? Because you said they looked injured. I'm assuming they're bites. They may not be bites, but
yeah, there are no bites or anything of that sort. There appears to be slashes and gouges. With your veteran status, they appear to have been in a scuffle with someone else using weapons.
So they're already weakened, I guess.
That's what it looks like.
can we tell what kind of weapons? I mean, I'm not a doctor.
Nah,
but...
you're not a doctor. Shit's given. You just know they were stabbed and slashed like a few times.
Yeah? They're dead.
Thank you, Kinkai. I got you. What do you make of these wounds here?
Who did you ask? Sorry.
Zagrik.
Zagrik, I got you.
Sorry. Well, boss, looks like they've been poked, nicked a few times. I said we worry less about that. I can chop them up. Give us something else to eat besides squirrel.
Yes.
There's just a couple of big lizards.
Arkil, I'm not sure how you feel about eating another sentient creature, but your goblin friends have no qualms about it.
What about the legs?
The legs.
They don't need their legs.
They don't need their legs.
How did I end up here?
I am gonna go over though and like pick out one of its canines.
Easily done. Move over, kind of like very like wrench its jaw open, and just begin pulling a tooth out.
Get myself a shiv.
Do they have any heraldry or anything that's unusual or that we wouldn't have seen before? Or?
They appear to have the standard kind of like tabard. They kind of wear like a
Uniform
uniform of sorts. They kind of have a Arthurian kind of style, just the Draconian Kingdom does, and the tabard has the same markings of the smaller. What am I trying to say? The rival Draconian encampment nearby. You can tell that they were from there for sure.
Okay. Do we recognize any of these two? I know you said we have limited interaction, but I don't know.
Go ahead and make me a history check, Hercule.
Oh God.
With wisdom to see if you can remember the and tell the difference between the Draconians that you have met.
Oh, that's a D12. Sorry, ignore that one.
Or that one.
Apologies.
Ignore it.
Oh, not much better. 5, which would be my roll.
Yes,
my
a 5.
0. Yeah.
With a 5, Hercule, you don't trivialize yourself remembering the names of the Dragonborn that you've come across in the rival encampment. They mean very little. All that matters is keeping your charges alive and hope that one day, if you do work well enough, perhaps you will be shipped to a more valuable station.
Zagric, using the dragon's tooth to pick out the gristle from his teeth. Yeah, boss. You know, I'm not the smartest man. I've been thinking, and I've got an idea. Now, what's to say that wolf cub? They think it was sent from us. They trace it back to us, thinking we're trying to provoke an attack on them, and then we're trying to provoke an attack back on us now.
And this
I got my big
thinking
cap on.
It's a dire wolf cub, which is the size of a person, because the full-blown ones are like the size of horses.
The Great was right. We should go kill them all.
Trufang, I believe you know that would be a very bad thing to do.
Only if they own the bodies.
Now, Shits does have a point, boss. We might want to get the upper hand on the attack first before they come back and get us again. They're not going to look too kindly on 2 of their lizards dead.
Know where they sent them. They know the direction. They could track them.
Our duty is to guard Lord Akridge, not to invade and start a war with the Draconian Kingdom.
Won't be a war if we kill them quick enough.
As I know you are both...
For the whole winter, and it's always winter.
I know you are both honorable warriors. All 3 of you, as he looks at his goblin crew.
This goblin crew that he has.
Sharpening their knives.
If we ate them, would they know we killed them?
Stoth is currently he opens up the large pen and he lets the cub in with the rest of the dire wolves.
How does the cub look, Roger?
Appears to be a little scared, but not much else than that. I'd say probably use a little bit of feeding, get it back up to snuff. I'm more worried about the repairs I've been needing to do on the sled. It's going to take me at least a day or so to finish those.
Took. Is it just Took? Yeah, it's just Took. Took. Would you be able to go outside and track where these Draconians came from?
Indeed, the track we can, yes, of course.
Take
Inside
two
we
Fang
can
with
go.
you.
So
Who's
do I?
your-
What do you need me to do?
who's going then?
I'll go out. Get
Toe
prepared
Jam's going
first.
for
Toe
an
Jam outside.
investigation. Who else is going to be accompanying the very not crazy Toe Jam?
Two
Same,
Fang
so
was
same.
who I told him to get a veteran to go with him. You know,
Shitsgiven and Toe Jam are going.
just give it a toe jam.
Is Harkule not
There's
going?
nothing bad
Harkule-
about that.
Well, we're gonna go out for a little bit. Well, I guess we all can go just for a little bit. I just don't want to go too far. So
I don't know about that, boss. I can, chop up this lizard, get us a nice stew going. I don't think I need to go out there in the cold.
I will not be eating a draconian, and neither will Lord Ackridge.
We ate them. They don't know we killed them.
You may devour them if you wish, but we will not take part in that
Nobody, no crime.
savagery.
We want to know if he uses them or not. Don't fetch your pretty little head. Just rest your feet inside. This your marksmanship.
We, Two Fang took. We are going out on a little bit of a expedition. Let's go.
Apples do the work. Buggos take the rest.
Toe Jam.
Um,
I'm assuming you're gonna have him pick up the trail.
I got
to
this.
do what you do.
Toe Jam.
Raja,
Very
you're
sneaky
in
he
charge.
is.
He kind of nods his head. Think maybe I'll get something from one of those one of the friendly ones in the lab. Yeah, he's got a soft spot for the canines. Maybe he'll help me take a look at them.
Very well. Well, let's go.
All right, Zagrik. Stosk looks towards you, Zagrik.
You mind keeping watch while I make a move around here?
Yeah, boss. I can keep watch.
I mean, unless you need to get in the kitchen.
Nah, it's gonna take time. I gotta let it defrost.
Oh, good.
And he kind of like moves into he moves towards the lab. He's walking towards the laboratory in hopes of probably.
Before you go, can we
Well,
borrow one of your wolves?
I don't think that's a good idea. Last time I let you borrow a wolf, you ate it.
Plenty of meat.
Yeah, the Lord told me not to let you borrow a wolf no more. I'm sorry.
Abjure.
He said no, wolves don't leave unless they leave with sled, and sled's broken.
Tie a rope to a piece of wood and call it a sled.
That is not sled. I know that. You know that.
Damn it,
Harkule's gonna-
fine.
Get dressed in his winter clothing, and
Yes. And I will point this out. Stoth he's a bugbear, so he's like 9 feet tall. He's tall.
Yeah.
He's tall as hell. He's big. He's real big. But the rest of you gear up in your cold weather gear and set out with Toe Jam leading the way.
Do you,
Right.
do you need anything from me along the way?
Mr. Jam?
Yeah.
Damn it.
What you need?
God damn it. You guys pick these ridiculous names. I love it.
Yep. Of course we did.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
All right. Perception. That is a +5.
Plus, that's pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, let's see here. Roll that d20. Oh, that's not good. It's 11.
11 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Passive is a 15 though, so
Your passive is a 15. We'll split the difference because you are kind of like you're trying to follow this trail, but you're
Yeah.
also, I mean, you're used to being out here. You're doing some hunting. Told you.
Yeah, look, I do always. Yes.
Always. Little
Yeah.
do your companions know that you might not be the best scout that's ever lived, but you get the job done occasionally.
Sneaky good,
Sneaky good, very sneaky good. As you begin to track, you do, as you're following the tracks, they're not incredibly hard to follow. Mostly due to the fact that it looks like the tracks are very deep, and there's plenty of like broken tree branches as you make it past the encampment into where there's sparse trees and whatnot in the kind of like forested areas nearby. And with that perception check, you make it. It takes you 6 hours to make it to the other encampment. It usually takes like a day if you're like going, what's the word? By normal trail means to get here, but making the shortcut through the kind of like woods took you about 6 hours. However, it's getting late. You're getting close to where night's going to be coming up upon you. And so, even with all of your cold weather gear, night is like, it's tough. It's going to be very difficult to maneuver and see, and there are strange, horrible things that can roam around in the night. So it's best that you get back as quickly as possible, lest you spend the night out in the wilderness with who knows what. With all of that on your minds, you begin to approach, and at this point, ToeJam, you're not even needed anymore at this point, because all of you see the vast plume of smoke rising nearby, as there is a large fire up ahead.
Oh. Exciting ahead it is.
The problem may have taken care of itself, my lord. Roasted dragon.
We're going to, I guess we're going to try to sneak up and see what's going on in the fire,
Okay. You begin to kind of like hunch down, ToeJam kind of like doing some SEAL Team 6 stuff that he doesn't know what he's doing. Just kind of like,
Sneaker.
As you begin to sneak up, Hercule, you're just like, just shake your head. This is the state of what you've ended up here with.
Yes.
As you get close, you see that there's a large fire. It looks like the walls of the palisade wall, similar to your own, have been mostly destroyed around this encampment. In fact, there's a massive hole in the side of the building, the main building, where it looks like the elements have just been blown in, and there is snow inside of it and like icicles dangling from the ceiling, as if this has been like this for a little while, to say the least. The large pyre is still burning. It looks like it's on the downward trend, as it's probably on its way to being snuffed out. But yeah, that's the current state of things that you see.
We don't see any signs of people or beings, creatures.
No movement. Eerily silent.
That's
nothing but the wind blowing and the kind of like clouded, snow blind kind of like weather that's still swirling around all of you.
And you said it's getting dark.
It is going to be getting dark very soon. So if you're going to do some investigating, it must be quick if you plan on getting back in a timely fashion.
Yeah. Hercule's going to whisper to Fang and to Took that we need to move quickly.
Investigate, we should or no?
very quickly. We're just going to do kind of a brief look around. We can.
Well, look.
Okay.
And
So
then we're heading out. Maybe 5-10 minutes tops,
Okay. The first thing as you move closer, Toe Jam, you have a 15 passive perception. That's pretty high. Toe Jam, the first thing you notice as you guys are passing by the large burn pile is that there is a twisted body inside the pile being burned.
Can we see who it is? Take a quick look.
Toe Jam, you kind of look over there. It looks like the fire's kind of died out on this side, and it's still burning on the other side of this large pile of stuff. And the body appears to be in some of it is armored, like that of the draconian soldiery.
Ooh.
The only thing is, this creature's burned severely, obviously, but it has 2 heads sprouting from its neck. And one of its arms is split in a strange direction, as if it was cleaved in 2, and there are teeth jutting out of the edges of it, as if it is becoming a mouth.
And it's burning?
It's burnt. It's black and charred, like the whole creature is.
Lord, suggest we leave.
No, seeing this, I'm not. I've not seen anything like this. We should go.
That's what you see in the pyre, and then the building. There's the massive hole in the building, and there's a blood trail. Not fresh, blackened and old and kind of blown over with snow, that leads into the building. If there are any survivors, that's where they would be.
Okay.
Air survivors?
Or supplies.
We've got plenty of meat now, my lord. We don't need any of this. Don't want to start a, what do you call it, political incident.
We don't hear anything. It's all quiet.
You just hear the rattling of something inside, maybe something being blown around in the wind, but you don't hear movement of anybody prepping an ambush or anything like that. No, you don't hear anything like that.
I know. How much time do we have left till it gets dark?
You have hours before it gets dark. You just need to keep in mind that you're not going to be you're not going to be breaking out the microscope and studying shit if you're going to. You have time to do an investigation of the building if you choose.
We're going to move in. Take a look around. Stay together.
As you move into the large hole, because there's no door anymore. It's just a massive gaping hole that's been ripped open. Following the kind of blood trail, as soon as you move into the building, you notice that the inside interior is coated with ice and snow, frozen over into the elements. And as you pick up the trail, you kind of look around. It looks like a hasty barricade has been made on one side where furniture and things have been piled up to block off a section of the building. The trail leads the other way, picking that as the easier path. You begin to move down the hall when you notice a humanoid shape sitting in a chair in one of an offshoot rooms. As you move towards it, that's where we're going to take our first break.
Oh.